On to fight number 4 of the evening in elimination 135-pound MMA bout. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner. Please make welcome Michael "Evolve" Beals.
Michael Beals, an interesting guy. We've had a chance to watch quite a number of his fights here in Sparta Combat League, and for a while he seemed to be a guy that was taking fights just because that's what he really enjoyed doing and was okay being on the card, whether or not he'd had a really solid training camp or not. But he seems to have really refocused on his MMA career, seems to be taking it up a step, and still has that enjoyment, that enthusiasm, and that love, but now it seems that he's got a ton of dedication to the sport as well, working with obviously a great team in Team Wildman. I think they've got him super focused and on track, and I think we might be looking at possibly a sort of restart of the career of Mr. Beals here.
Yeah, I agree with you, JR. He's 27 years old, still young in this league, and you know his record, he's 2-6, but that definitely doesn't reflect the type of fighter that he is. And coming from Team Wildman, these guys put out some of the most exciting fighters that I have seen in a long time.
Main event tonight.
Yeah, right? And, you know, I talked to him backstage, and he wants to keep it standing. He wants to bang it out. He's super excited about this fight. And, you know, he said he's been working more on the ground to stay well-rounded, but he's ready to put on a show.
And that's the kind of guy he is. He's always wanted to put on a show. He's always wanted to be in there. He just didn't necessarily always have the training behind him. You can tell that some of his opponents had. But now with this refocus, this re-energized portion of his career starting to take off, I'm really excited for what it is that I think we're going to get to see tonight coming out of Mr. Beals.
Me too, and I think that you're totally right. And I think maybe before he came out, you know, credit to the name of his team, a little wild. And when you come out like that, it is sometimes easy to get caught in a bad position when you're swinging for the fences, just trying to knock somebody out. I think you're totally right. The refocus thing is going to be exciting.
Corner. Please make welcome Jack Girard.
Jack Girard coming to the ring, 36 years old, definitely the senior, a 5-4 record, all 5 of his wins coming by submission. He's training at the Genesis Training Center. He considers himself a freestyle fighter, but this guy was a state runner-up in high school, a 3-time wrestling state qualifier. Definitely another one of those wrestler versus stand-up matchups. Should be interesting to see if he relies on his wrestling or if he tries to stand and bang it out with Team Wildman.
Yeah, Beals wants to keep it standing, bang it out, and his opponent, Mr. Girard wants to plant him into the ground like a springtime petunia.
Yeah, you're right. But I don't think we can underestimate Girard's stand-up. He's been working with LT Nelson, you know, and I think we can all say that he is one of the more accomplished fighters in the area. So, you know, I think we're in for some fireworks.
Yeah, if you're going to have somebody slinging punches in your face to help you become better at it, LT is not a bad choice. And, of course, Genesis Training Center in general just doing a lot of great things there with Jacob Ramos. So, really, a couple of Colorado's premier standout gyms coming into the cage here. And I like this 135-pound division because there is never any worries about conditioning. Taking a look at the tail of the tape here, as you had mentioned, Girard, older at 36, pretty even in the height. Of course, they have to come in on the same weight. And pretty close in the experience advantage, with Beals, of course, having that motivation to start to up his record.
Girard making his way into the
Number
cage,
4
making his
of the
walk
evening
around.
is presented by Rocky Mountain Flagging. Rocky Mountain Flagging has been a leader in traffic control for the past 33 years. We handle everything from drawn plans and execution of traffic control to full-service sign manufacturing, banners, and decals. Rocky Mountain Flagging. Time to meet the elimination 135-pound fighters. First, fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner, holding an MMA record of 2 wins and 6 losses from Team Wildman and Zingano Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Denver, Colorado. Please make welcome Michael Evolve Beals. And now, fighting out of the Blue Core Shooting Center blue corner, holding an MMA record of 5 wins and 4 losses from Genesis Training Center in Arvada, Colorado. Please make welcome Jack Girard. This elimination 135-pound MMA bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Referee Tim Mills.
Okay, boys, I give you instructions earlier tonight. Fight clean, fair, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Questions out of the blue corner, questions out of the red corner. Touch them up, gentlemen, let's do it.
Well, during his walk around the ring there, Mr. Girard giving a good bit of mean mugging to Mr. Beals, and Mr. Beals' response was just a big old smile.
Not surprising coming from Team Wildman. These guys don't let anything get into their heads. I think this first part of the round is going to be very telling to see, how Beals comes out. If he's staying composed, he's not swinging for the fences, this could end up being a real good fight.
And look at the difference in the footwork and the stand-up style. Girard just has his feet flat and planted, ready to powerfully move forward with that shot. And Beals bouncing around with the footwork, wanting to stay away from the takedown of the wrestler, looking to cut angles and change distances.
Yeah, Beals doing a good job too. Staying back, not getting himself baited into coming in too far. A lot of times when fighters stand up with that hand out, they're just waiting for you to come in and charge, and that's when they throw that big right hand.
And Girard, a couple of nice punches while he was backing up there. That's a pretty tough skill to develop. So, let's not, as you said, discount the striking of Girard.
Looks like both guys comfortable with standing up right now. Neither of them looking for a takedown, looking to put on a show, I think. I think Girard is really trying to showcase the fact that he's not just a wrestler anymore, All of his wins coming by submission, really wants to make a name for himself in the sport by being well-rounded.
And here at Sparta Combat League, biggest stage in the state to be able to do that.
Both these fighters doing a good job of feeling each other out, not winging punches, throwing good jabs, a couple of, combos, keeping each other at range, but just not overly coming in and trying to execute hard.
Yeah, definitely two of the more experienced fighters that we've seen on the card. And, that's the typical progression of a card, is more beginner-type fighters and then more experienced as the card goes on. And we're definitely seeing that here in the skill level and skill set. But interesting to me that Girard hasn't started trying to work for a takedown yet. So like you said, maybe just wanting to show off the skill set of striking that he's been working on.
Yeah, and I've noticed too, Girard's actually been switching from southpaw to orthodox, really trying to play some mind games, I think, setting up different striking techniques. Now we're finally up against the cage.
And boy, look at that wrap up there. Climbing the cage, and there's the tap out, and Girard gets another win by submission. Congratulations to the Genesis Training Center fighter. He goes out, puts his striking on display, and then as soon as they wrap up, takes him about 5 or 6 seconds to get the tap out. We see it here on the replay, just super hardcore. Beals lifted off the ground, tried to get position where he was a little bit taller, but Girard just too strong and too experienced with that technique.
Well, and so impressive. Girard actually had an arm in on that guillotine, and that is a very, very hard submission to finish. Just showcasing the strength of Girard, lifts him clear off the mat and gets the submission. That was impressive.
Yeah, just the arch that he had on that, the power that he put into it. He knew that he had the position, and once you know that position is yours, you can just go 100% commitment to the submission. And boy, did that pay off well for Girard there. And we are going to get the official time here.
At 2 minutes, 17 seconds of round number 1, referee Mills has got a stop to this fight, declaring your winner by submission, Jack Girard. John in the cage with Jag. Let's talk about that fight, man. Looked like your opponent was waiting for you, and finally you delivered there. What was the game plan coming into this one?
Yeah, we're really similar fighters, so I think we're both counter strikers. Really slow at first. I think both waiting for each other to engage. It's hard to get in on the longer guy. He punches hard, so it was hard to get inside.
Was that guillotine something you were looking for from this training camp?
I wasn't specifically looking for it, but I do find my guillotine a lot, especially on wrestlers when they're shooting in.
Makes sense, man. You get another victory. What's up next for you?
I'm hoping, I want to be on the June 30th Pepsi Center card with my boy LT, the real 170 champion Sparta Combat. Beat Anthony Adams. Knocked him out. I watched it. I was there. The real champ put me on that June 30th card. Hopefully I fight these guys again.
We'll look forward to that, man. Some people you want to thank?
Definitely, I want to thank the Genesis Training Center, my coaches, Jake Ramos, LT Nelson, my family from Nebraska who came out, the Furmans from Nebraska who came out, my girlfriend, Mai Pravang, my friend Brett Moore, LT Nelson, they were there for the whole fight, got me ready. Thank you guys, I love you.
Congratulations on that victory. Give it up once again for your winner, Girard. Back with fight number 5 in a moment.